Hello everyone, welcome back to another Doctor Who related video. In today's Doctor Who related video we are doing another gut check. This time we're doing a gut check on by Stephen Moffat. Yes, the return of the Mothball. Now Stephen Moffat flourished and thrived under RTD1. Does he flourish under RTD2? We'll find out with my initial thoughts on Stephen Moffat as a writer. I really adore Stephen Moffat because I think the Moffat era, I'm probably a Moffat apologist. I think the Moffat era I really flourished as a fan. I think RTD1 got me into the show, whereas the Moffat era I really was getting fully engrossed in it. Series 5, probably my favourite of the modern era of the show. And you know, I just think Moffat as a writer, he gets who the Doctor is. That speech in The Doctor Falls just summarises who the Doctor is and their values, and I think this story is no exception. The concept for Boom, again, is very Stephen Moffat, you know, stripping back the Doctor and just stripping him back to just using his wit and words, because he is grounded, he's on a landmine, so he can't run away and figure things out. He's got to do it all in one spot, stay zen, while chaos is all around him on a battlefield. It's such a brilliant idea and I love it because I think Stephen Moffat, like I said, gets the Doctor, and I think this is where we get to see the Doctor thrive, and Moffat's Doctor dialogue is just peak Doctor Who. You know, everywhere is a beach. Is that a reference to Ncuti Gatwa being Ken? Because his job is just beach. But yeah, the landmine concept, it's not a new idea for Doctor Who because it was seen in Genesis of the Daleks.
Harry, I'm standing on a landmine.
So where's Harry Sullivan when you need him? Oh wait.
Harry Sullivan is an imbecile!
But Harry, you got it right on Genesis of the Daleks. So it would have been lovely to have a reference to Harry Sullivan. He's been referenced in the new series before, in, you know, the Zygon 2-parter, I think, with Sullivan's Gas. So I think it would have been a nice little nod going, oh, where's Harry when you need him? This isn't the first time Stephen Moffat has taken inspiration from Genesis of the Daleks. We've had the gas mask from the Files, and obviously that being the Empty Child, and, you know, even dabbling into the Skaro War in Magician's Apprentice. So I think that that's a really nice idea. I think he's also sort of took elements from maybe Sontaran Experiment with the quirky Sontaran robot, which is very reminiscent of the sort of the ambulances in a way, with sort of the grappling hooks. But I think the main inspiration for the ambulance design is the L1 robot from Trial of a Time Lord. Now, the ambulances themselves, I think, again, very Moffat-y, putting a little catchphrase there, thoughts and prayers. I think that, you know, you can see it on a t-shirt, you can see kids in the playground saying, you know, thoughts and prayers. I think that very Moffat. Diving a little bit deeper more into the sort of concept of the ambulance themselves, I think that is again a twisted idea, a Susan Twisted idea, if you will. If your injuries, you know, can't have a sort of quick recovery time, then you're essentially gonna become this flesh tube, and that's very macabre, you know, very Moffat. Moffat is all over that. What do I think of Boom as a story? Because I'm babbling like the Doctor on a landmine right now. I really enjoyed it. I think that this was a real solid entry for the show, in terms of we've had 3 very different stories. Space Babies is your season 24 camp, you know, we're out there zany, kind of riffing off Unearthly Child because you've got unearthly children in space. And then you've got the Devil's Cord, which is very much its own entity. Then you have Boom, which I guess is more your traditional meat and potatoes Doctor Who. And I think there is so many wonderful things within it to love. Character-wise, let's talk about the 15th Doctor, Ncuti Gatwa. The costume is chef kiss. I love it. I'm a sucker for a Doctor in velvet. This costume reminds me of the 3rd Doctor in Planet of the Daleks, the nice sort of purple velvet. So anything that reminds me of John Pertwee, 10 out of 10. I think Ncuti Gatwa's performance, best yet. This is where he become the Doctor for me. There was a great stoicism to his Doctor within this. There was a great little authority moment where he is commanding, you know, he is in one spot, he is commanding everyone, he is using his words to his advantage. And I think, you know, obviously the 11th Doctor in a landmine, that would have been horrible because, you know, he's flailing all over the place. So yeah, but Ncuti Gatwa, yeah, we're on Ncuti Gatwa, not Matt Smith. I think that this was his performance. You know, he is just commanding everything. When Ruby gets shot and that sort of guttural scream where he's got to stay calm otherwise boom. I think that was just great, how he's sort of trying to command everything going around him, but also trying to stay calm for Ruby and trying to sort of make sure that Ruby's alive, you know, going, do you get that, Ruby? Do you get it? And I think that that's great, that he can sort of play so many emotions with that line. I think that was tremendous. When people look back on him going, what is some of the 15th Doctor's defining moments, I think that this story is going to come up. This is the story where Ncuti Gatwa becomes the Doctor for many people, I feel. Millie Gibson nails it yet again. I think that she is brilliant within it. You know, just that awe of seeing an alien planet, which does cause a little bit, hang on, you've been travelling for 6 months and you've not been on an alien planet, so this kind of feels like Boom should have been the second episode, really. But I think Millie Gibson does a tremendous job with sort of that sheer panic and vulnerability. I love the vulnerability Millie plays within this story. We did get a surprise character within it. Well, I say surprise character, I mean surprise guest star, which was Verida Sefu, which obviously she is the new companion. She is one of the new companions for season 2. I don't think she's playing the same character as Mundi. I don't think she's playing Mundi in season 2. I think it's going to be probably another sort of free management situation. But it's not a new thing to have a new companion sort of pop up in another role within the actual show. But yeah, really nice character, great addition within it, quite a playful character. The problem, what comes with this story, is the messaging. The messaging of AI bad, but also AI good, but it can save the day. And the Doctor's view on faith, I think that was a little bit iffy, you know, because Doctor Who is an inclusive show, it's for everyone, and to sort of have the Doctor say, you know, those type of things. So I think in terms of the messaging, we probably needed some of those sort of drones to clear some of the dust, so the messaging was a lot more clearer within the actual story itself. The cinematography for this story is beautiful. It's seeing sort of the alien battle field and sort of the planets around it, visually stunning. We've seen sort of the new technology incorporated. I think the volume stage, what was sort of incorporated in The Mandalorian, I don't think it's the exact same technology what is in The Mandalorian and sort of other Disney Plus shows like the Star Wars ones, but I think it's a variant of it, and I think that it really aids it and creates this nice sort of vast vista of the battlefield. It was great to see the cleric army back from sort of the Moffat era, from the Angel two-parter, and I guess, you know, Demon's Run and all that sort of thing, and just the whole running theme throughout Moffat's era. Getting references to Villain Guard and, you know, the landmine being, you know, bright lights and shining because, hey, that's what sells. I think that that's a really interesting idea. Neat idea, sort of putting the sort of capitalist spin on war. And the whole idea that it's not really a war. I think when you look deeper into that argument that who are they actually fighting if nobody's there, you know, who fired the first shot, you know, that they're sort of creatures in the mist, so that builds a nice little bit of atmosphere to start off with. So what are my overall thoughts on Boom? Well, I loved it, if you could tell from that sort of babbling on about how brilliant. I'm like the Doctor on the landmine, aren't I, really? I think that the references to Skyboat from The Web of Fear, to Fish Fingers and Custard, to The Long Way Round, I think that's really wonderful. And the end moment of the Doctor admiring sort of the dawn break on the planet was a very Doctor Who moment where it's just like, yeah, that's brilliant, let's move on to the next wonder in the universe. I think that was great. Yeah, this story just reminded me of how much I missed Moffat's dialogue, how sort of frenetic it is, full of wit and sharpness to it. Stephen Moffat continues to flourish in the Russell T Davies era in 2024, which is a wild thing to say out loud, but here we are. I think Boom, let's let the 15th Doctor give his score of Boom.
7 out of 10.
Okay, do I agree with the 15th Doctor? I'm going to give it an 8.5. I really enjoyed it. I think that this is your nice traditional Doctor Who story with an interesting concept, and I think that it explores it very well. Like I say, the messaging's a little bit muddled within it, and Splice, bless her, you know, I think child actors in Doctor Who don't really go well, but she gives a good enough performance. So yeah, that has been my review. So there we go, that has been my gut check for Boom. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you've enjoyed this video, please do like, subscribe, because it really helps the channel out. And let me know your thoughts on Boom, whether you liked it, disliked it. Yeah, because I think that this is going to be a story where people are going to go, this is where the 15th Doctor, you know, this is one of the 15th Doctor's defining moments as the Doctor. And yeah, I'm very excited to see what Moffat does next, because he's supposedly writing the Christmas special this year, so that's going to be really cool, because like I say, Moffat gets the sort of Christmas tone, the fairy tale nature, what we had with the Matt Smith Christmas special, so hopefully it's on that level. But yeah, that has been my gut check for Boom, so thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.